The secret
completed
of enjoying the game is being lost. Some people, like at the beginning when everyone's trying to figure it out, that's some of the best times to play the game, is unknown meta and playing the game like when we were kids, when we didn't have guides for everything. In a way, content creators kind of ruined the magic of video games. And that's why a lot of people now are playing unguided, no guides. Why do you think that's popular nowadays? It's because people have started to realize that. So releasing something and nobody knows what it's going to be or how to do it is going to always be the best way to do it. However, probably going to be bugs, probably going to be things wrong with it. You got to be willing to like live with those kind of things.
So, so you make a lot of content and you've maxed accounts and stuff. Do you still feel like you get to play the game for fun? Do you still like enjoy playing old school?
Yeah, I would say so. I'd say I was in a bit of a unique position as a content creator because I'd maxed an Iron Man practically before I even went full time.
Yeah.
So I'd already played a lot.
It's hard to imagine trying to become a RuneScape play or like content creator after already maxing an iron. I'm nowhere near maxing an iron. So this guy has played at least triple what I have here probably. He's probably like 300 days played and then decides to become a content creator. Man, he just threw away so much content creation, like 300 days of it already.
So I'm more drawn to, that's why I'm more drawn to the updates side. I play a pure Iron Man as my like for fun account in terms of like, if I'm just chilling, I just want to watch a video. It's like, it's not, it's like
I'm thank you for the
really,
gift sub. Enjoy the decent.
Like, it'll go into a video of like 6 months progress or something like that. So I mean, there's an element when it is your job, I think it's important to not get burnt out, right? Like if I get burnt out of the game, that's a disaster.
Yeah.
Because that's my income. So I try not to like just play the game for the sake of playing the game too much because, well, I don't want to be burnt out for when leagues come around because I'm going to be playing like over 100 hours a week for weeks on end, right?
Right.
So like I'm conscious of, I don't really want to burn out and like fall out of love with the game. So outside of, I didn't play tons, but it's important to keep up with. I mean, I say this as well sometimes, like, I don't think playing the game is the most enjoyable part of my job, to be honest. Not anymore. Like, I actually much prefer the planning and like theorizing of what is a good video and just sort of concepting out plans and looking forward to managing sort of the preparations. I think that's my favorite part of it.
Oh,
and that's part of the reason why I enjoy All Stars, because it's just so much thinking about what makes good content. Like playing is just like, okay, like it's decent. Like it's don't get me wrong, it's enjoyable, but like playing regular old school, like, you know, you've done that for thousands upon thousands of hours. It's part of the reason why I don't do a series, because, and people ask me to do like a new series all the time, but I just don't think I would say that would put me at risk of burning out. Like I don't really want to go and grind 80 Hunter again because I've done it so many times. I'd rather save the enjoyment of Hunter for like as part of a league or in a dead man or all these things come around so quickly, especially because I do all of them. I think it's important not to burn out. Like, because you see creators, they take a break from RuneScape, and it's like, well, you're just taking a break from your job, really. It's like I don't think I could afford to do. I mean, I wouldn't like. Not that I couldn't afford to do it. It's more like that's not optimal for what I want out of content creation.
Yeah.
I want to keep the conveyor belt going, and I want to be consistent. And I think keeping passion for the game, like I'm sure yourself, I'm sure Aiza, you guys don't play the game all the time, right? You don't log in every single day, every week.
No, I mean, I go through waves where, I mean, I've recently started coming back, but before then, or before Valamore Part 3 launch, I honestly hadn't logged in for about 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what a normal player does. A normal player takes long breaks, but as a content creator, you have to be on the game. So I think there is danger in playing too much.
For sure.
Even in terms of just being sat at the computer too much. Like it's increasingly becoming a thing.
Yeah, I mean, even Joker's hitting that wall. He's dialing back from 14 hours to 12 hours a day now. He's getting real serious.
thing with people getting like wrist issues. I mean, I've felt it before. Like this isn't healthy. Like I need to slow down with like just spending too much time like at the computer, like even just clicking like high intensity. So you've got to look after yourself in that regard. Like I get problems with my eyes sometimes. Like looking at the screen too much isn't good. So I definitely say I play less these days than I used to.
So how do you prepare yourself then for a league? You just said, you're playing like 100-hour weeks.
We're losing Joker.
I mean, I'm not going to advocate for that in terms of a healthy sake, but you've got to do what you've got to do. And how do you pull that off? What does that look like in reality?
I will take time. Like I take blocks of time off throughout the year to then go really, really hard for leagues. I mean, in terms of preparing for these seasonal game modes, it is just sort of.
See, this is how I feel about leagues. At first, I wasn't interested, but I'm starting to get to a point where I might be interested in it, like in a few months from now. When I start getting closer to raid log status on my account where I'm only doing boss KC, I might be interested. But I feel like I gotta get this account to a certain point first. Because I have not been interested so far in leagues, but now I'm getting to a point where maybe I might be.
I don't know, you just gotta get the job done. That's the whole reason I'm in the position I'm in. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. I mean, like you can prepare dinners and like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, be ready
I feel that.
to like spend time.
That's a good point,
with your partner, fiance, whatever, to be like.
I'm not going to see you for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's it. I'm gone. Because
I think it's probably not too dissimilar for how we approach development. We crunch like.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it crunch in the sense that we might have seen in the industry like really like horrible stories of people being glued to their desk 20 hours a day working on getting an update out. But we do work a bit harder than usual when it comes to being near a release date.
Yeah,
so I imagine it's similar to that.
Afterwards. I imagine so too. I know that the majority of people probably understand it because of the progress that you make, but I'm sure there are some out there that don't realize, you'll be putting out a video, but that video has got, 20, maybe 30 hours worth of progress condensed into it that you've shoved in the case of like, probably in the last 35 hours, you've done 30 hours of gameplay.
35 hours.
Yeah. So it's just, I personally find it like, I think it's insane. It's admirable.
Yeah, like the YouTube videos you're playing. So like I'm just condensing my stream. So all the time that Solo Mission is playing the game, he's not getting paid for it. I make YouTube videos off of my Twitch clips. So I'm at least getting paid for the time that I'm spent doing the content and then making more content for it on YouTube. Now I have to take a day off from streaming to make that video, but for him, he's off every day. So you have to be a very successful YouTuber, in my opinion, to just do YouTube. You have to be very good storyteller and create interesting content. I can afford to be a mid YouTuber because I'm already a mid streamer. And if you put two mids together, it makes enough to pay the rent. So it's tough being a YouTuber, I bet, because you're always trying to min-max your time so you can get another video out.
But it's insane. And I guess how are you doing it? How do you stay focused so much to be able to push and compete at that level? Because you are really good. You are hitting number one most of the time, right? You're at the top of the ladder. No, that's the whole YouTube meme of like, I was number one on leagues.
Saw that car commercial? Yo, thanks.
By only being good at the game. You get that from also having hours in, right?
Yeah, so, I mean, for a typical release, like a League, a Deadman, these sort of things, I play and edit.
Stream on YouTube? Yeah, we're live right now.
Get
I'm
the
kicking
first
YouTube.
video up, stay up all night long, get the second video up the next day, and then go to sleep. But, I mean, it's hard to describe, right? I feel like I am at my core a competitive person. Mm-hmm. So, like, refreshing the high scores is crazy motivating. It's all, I mean, like, don't get me, like, it's also giving me everything that I've got, like going really hard. It's like, would you stay up all night long for 10 grand? You probably would, right? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
fair enough.
It drives a lot of the success of my channel. So it's like in the moment, like, yeah, you can be tired and stuff, but like just, I mean, and at this point as well, it's expected of me. And like, there's part of that. It's like, I feel like I feel like I have to deliver.
It is
now
kind of
because
expected of him. It is kind of expected of him. I mean, even I asked everybody, is like, who's going to be number one sailing? A lot of people said solo mission. So I think that it is kind of expected of him to be like number one in these types of things.
If I'm not there, then like, not. I mean, I don't think that makes it sound like I'm just like, do you know what I mean? I'm just.
He's trying to sound humble, but it is what it is. People expect him to be number one because he's been number one in the past.
Thing, right?
Well, you said before that like you weren't interested in building a community around like a stream, but you definitely have a community around you on YouTube and a presence there. That was very clear when it came to RuneFest, and there was.
He was number one for 2 hours. Yeah, but he would have been number one if he didn't have to take the time off to make a YouTube video about him being number one. Think about that. He knew he could make more money to make a video about him being in first place than actually getting first place in the long run. It was a business move.
There's lines coming out of the door, people wanting to just say hello to you and grab a snap and whatnot else. So I think, people do expect you to upload, and I think it's also great that you're not letting your fans down by still pushing through and putting all that content together.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it has like the negatives of what, I don't know. It's hard. It makes you sound like such a degenerate, but like, I don't know, like staying up all night isn't actually that bad if you've got purpose and like you're eating right and like you're drinking lots of water and. I know it's not healthy. I know it's not healthy.
I mean, don't worry, mate. You're preaching to the choir here. There's so many times.
People are being like, well, I've worked nights for the last 4 years, and I'll probably be working nights for the next 10 years. So it is what it is.
What would you say to someone who is looking to get into creating videos in this day and age around old school, or maybe just generally? Do you have any kind of like top tips of wisdom?
Okay. So for you guys out there that are trying to create, me too, right here. I'm gonna listen.
Top tips of wisdom. I find this difficult because it's always. I think you have to be conscious that you're giving advice to somebody trying to come up in a different time period. Like when I got successful, the landscape was different. I mean, the fundamentals are the same. Like I would say, people often give the advice of, "Oh, well, just be yourself."
Yeah,
I think that's bad advice. I mean, it's gonna make me sound fake. It sounds terrible. But
you can explain this.
But it's more like, I think a better thing to say is, be the most charismatic and entertaining version of yourself. Like, there's nothing wrong with just like really getting into the game and just like sort of like it could be in your brain, like you're excited in your brain, just show it. Just be like, oh my God.
Guys, I never met anybody in entertainment, not a streamer, not an actor, anybody that was exactly like themselves on camera as they were off camera. Everybody has a persona when the camera is on. Even if it's just hyper fixating on the best parts of your personality or the things that make you who you are individually, like you bring out certain parts of yourself, right? And that's what you have to do.
Like, no. I think the generally the most successful creators are
a fursona, guys. Now we're not talking about my fursona, okay? We took a test in OnlyFans and we were furries in OnlyFans 1, and Soda Pop and make us take his test called the fursona, and instead of a persona, you figured out what type of furry you were gonna be. It was the stupidest thing ever, and I got canine. So I'm a dog.
Charismatic, like it helps carry the videos. Another thing as well, I think is good is, I tell established creators this as well. I'm like, just try and commentate things live. It doesn't matter if you're gonna go over it later and things like that. Like because
I got that dog in me.
Like I think a lot of the reason why someone like me, someone like Boaty are successful is because like you're there in the moment, like. And it's like, it's a genuine reaction and it's immersive because you're there like doing it live, and it's a skill, but you're never going to get better at that skill if you don't try and just refine that skill. So I always try and tell people to, because a lot of stuff is done with voiceovers and YouTube. So I think getting across that passion, that charisma, be the most entertaining version of yourself. In terms of the modern day,
You ever
it
been to
depends what you're
FurryCon? I
doing it
didn't even
for.
know that
If
was
you're
a
trying
thing.
If you're trying to build a popular channel,
Let's get back on track here, guys. Okay.
I'd say one of the best things you can do is network outside of YouTube with other creators. As we were coming up, my generation, or I'd always be chatting to people about ideas of, well, why did you think this video did badly? Why did it do well? What's a good topic? Like, have you got any good ideas?
Watch New GG. After this, we're gonna watch
I think working with other people is massive. It's a very isolating thing, YouTube. Like, you're just sat, you don't have co-workers. Like, you actively have to go out and engage with other people. So I say trying to get in with some content creator community.
Yo, in a weird way, as a streamer, it does feel like you have coworkers. To me, it always feels like I've got, the boys in the clan that are streaming. It feels like they're my coworkers. It feels like Oda is a coworker, but he's in a different building. You know what I mean? But I could call him and we could collab anytime. I know that like line is there, right? If I thought of a good idea and Oda Block was like, yeah, that's a great idea, I'm pretty sure he would say yes. I'm trying to get my account up to where in the realm of where his is at, so maybe we could do something together. Or maybe I do a PvP arc, the first guy calls Oda, right? So like I always feel like I am kind of co-working with other people on Twitch, even though it's unofficial or it's not really co-working. But on YouTube, YouTube is not really like that 9 to 5 feel. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really feel like I'm a co-worker with any other YouTubers. It doesn't feel like that. Yo, Cancer Sticks 123. Thank you for that prime.
Friends is good, like around your size, or even ask for tips from other people.
Don't smoke, guys.
I mean, if you do want to be successful, a lot of the time, imitation, straight up, just like taking ideas which are successful and just putting your own spin on them is
boom. That's what I said. That was the advice I gave. We had somebody ask in the chat earlier, what advice would you give to somebody trying to make YouTube? Boom. Just literally copy what the people copy what Solo Mission does. If you want to be like Solo Mission, just copy what he does and do the exact same thing, but make it your own stuff. You don't have to reinvent it all. Just try to make his video better than he does and put your own spin on it.
Is quite a surefire way to get views, but I mean, it comes
it's
back
your
to
boy
what
Duo
people
Mission.
Actually,
and today we finna get world first pirate jacking. We finna jack some people's ships type shit.
Trying to get in things for. I'd say the best thing to do is just to start and just start making mistakes and putting things out there. I think a lot of people, I've had conversations with a lot of people where they're like, I'm going to start YouTube. I'm going to do this. I've got plans for this. And then like, it never materialized. But they didn't even do it the first time.
Yeah.
They didn't even start, right? Like,
can Oda Block just stream PvP because he's that good? Oda Block is what I would call a gold star standard of Twitch. He is the most, he's very entertaining and he's the best. If you take these two, it's impossible to not be successful on Twitch. It's literally impossible. And on top of that, he's doing the meta, the React meta, and paying editors. If you are the best at the game, entertaining, and you pay editors, you will be successful. It is impossible to lose. That being said, if you're like me, 36-year-old, bald, single, not that entertaining, not that good at the game, good freaking luck being a successful streamer. Good freaking luck.
you've got to start something. You've got to start making mistakes.
I think the same applies to things like game development too. You talk to so many people like, I'm going to make a game one day, and in their mind they're like, it's going to be the most cutting edge MMO. I'm like, are you going to do that yourself? You should probably start by making something really simple. Learn how to do stuff. First of all, see if you enjoy it. Because if you don't enjoy it, then find something else or find a way to.
46, chill.
Yeah,
I agree. Do some stuff, make some mistakes, get some feedback, and then improve on it.
Yeah, I think that's just like a general thing of if you get stuck in this like analysis paralysis of like either this isn't ideal.
You're probably more relatable. Well, then 99% of people that stream are also more relatable. Why aren't they successful? That's the thing. It's not always what you think. It's a mystery. It's a mystery at the end of the day.
So I'm not going to do
a lot of it's luck.
Like, it's okay to like not have like a perfect product, right? Or that sort of thing. It's like the same thing when people talk about Jagex updates. It's like, well, that isn't exactly like the best thing ever. Well, you should still do things to make things better.
Sure.
Like you can constantly make improvements. In terms of getting into creation these days, it's difficult as well, because I've thought about this a lot in terms of, I wouldn't say you see new creators coming through as much as you did in 2019.
Chat, name somebody that just started streaming that's taking off right now, that's about to be the next best thing in RuneScape. It doesn't happen very often. It is insanely, guys, it is insanely hard to grow a channel nowadays. I think that we've hit like, the number of streamers is increasing and the number of viewers is either staying the same or it's like decreasing. I think that we've hit a like plateau for viewership, because now we have Kick as competition and YouTube has competition as well, which is why multi-streaming is a thing now too. I see some people saying Moose. I think Moose is a recent streamer. I actually don't know how long. I don't know how long Moose has been streaming. I've been streaming almost 2.5 years now. I'm just under 2.5 years. And so to try to grow a channel, and make enough money to even pay your bills as a new streamer nowadays is incredibly challenging with how saturated the market is. And if I had to do it again, I think I could do it, but it's still hard. It is still hard to do it. And it's like, it's a lot more work, I think, than most people think. Even if you put the work in, you still have a very, very high chance of not succeeding. It is rough.
In 2020 and in these sort of times, and I think part of it is because of the average age of a creator. It's a lot different now, because when I was getting into it, I just came out of uni. Yeah. And that's the case for a lot of the current top creators. They came out of. Sometimes I would like to stream, but the stuff you're saying is very true. You also have savings / doing a day job at the start, making it even harder. Yes, that's why a lot of streamers are living with their parents, or they're very wealthy already, or their kids, which is living with their parents. And they're doing it in a space where like they can commit a lot of time to it. So it's difficult as a new creator now, because like if you're working a full-time job, it's hard, because
you live alone. Like I live alone.
40, 50 hours, maybe even more per week, just gets swallowed by your.
In order for me to stream, I had to become successful in business first. So I'm not a millionaire. I was making maybe $100,000 a year doing weddings and corporate content. And then I took a huge pay cut to become a streamer. I lost maybe half of my income to become a streamer, because I wasn't able to go to the shoots anymore. I had to stream. And then once streaming started providing like $1,500 a month is when I went full time. So that's when I went full time streaming. Like as soon as streaming started paying my rent, just my rent, is when I thought maybe I could make this work, because I could still manage my other business and I could stream at the same time, and I could make maybe 75% of what I was making when I was just doing my old job, right? But at the time, my house mortgage was a lot. Like I bought a place downtown, and it was like $2,500 a month is what I was paying for rent. So when you factor that into a salary of maybe like $70K or something like that, you're not really making that much money.
Career. So I'd focus on things that don't take a lot of time to do. So I don't think it's that great of an idea, if you're trying to start out, to take on massive projects, massive grinds, and then upload that. And then there's going to be a massive wait until your next video. Right. And the next one. I mean, it can work, but in terms of, you're always
basically don't become a streamer.
I think you're destined to fail with that.
I think if you want to become a streamer, it needs to be that you are so passionate about it that you want to do it 16 hours a day, and you have some kind of means to get by making almost no money for the first 2 years. And you also probably want to give yourself like, you make sure you have a backup plan if it doesn't work out. And you also probably want some kind of supplemental income as well. And it definitely helps if you're living for very cheap or living with your parents. And like, it also helps if you know how to edit your own stuff. Like there's so many different factors. Like my last job that I quit, I was a professional video editor. That helped transition into streaming and making videos. And I also had all of the equipment to be a streamer. I had an editing computer, I had cameras, and I had everything that you needed to be a streamer. I already had it. There was zero cost associated with me becoming a streamer. So it all just kind of like that I had that in my back pocket, right? It also helped. I was an actor a little bit, so I was comfortable being in front of the camera as well as being behind it. So I had some traits that were in my advantage that I hopefully used to my advantage to start my streaming career, if you will. But that didn't help. I mean, the first few months of streaming, I still didn't have like more than 8 viewers or something like that. So it was very tough still.
Because then you're just
there's just like there's so many factors you need to weigh if you're going to try to become a streamer.
You're not getting a
you need to have a plan.
Snowball to then like really start taking it seriously. Yeah, I think more videos, more chances to get seen.
I'm sorry, everything's a grind, no matter what in life. Yeah, but some grinds give you healthcare, dental, and 2 weeks paid vacation.
You don't have
and a guaranteed baseline.
You're not put in a box. Like I feel like when you get to be a bigger creator, things are expected of you. I mean, I wouldn't say it's necessarily the case for me, for example. I think I'm quite broad with the range of topics that I can cover. But say if you're Limpwork can't just upload a money-making guide. He's the grinder chunk guy, and you sort of. But when you're starting out on content creation, you can try all sorts of things, and you can see what fits. Like there's no stakes. It doesn't matter if a video does badly. Like because like you're starting. It's like the perfect chance in your career to just try different things and new things, like adaptations of old things and all this.
I suppose then people might be like, "Oh, but I don't want to be pigeonholed." But I suppose once you can become established with some kind of content, that's when you can make a second channel and then you can start trying to diversify and make.
Guys, I have no healthcare, no retirement. If you're going to make it in streaming, you have to make it. Not just 500 viewers. It's not enough. Like you absolutely have to smash it. It's like, that's why most of the streamers, you like either make it and retire early, or you just almost don't make it. It's like that big of a gap. It's tough. It's definitely tough.
Make some other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, look at Settled, his second channel. Mm-hmm. He no longer has to be like here's my wacky grind guy.
Yeah.
He can then make like, okay, second channel, Grandmaster, normal content. Say normal, but that sort of
when you're rich, get back to us, Sard. Guys, if I ever make it to millionaire status, we'll do some giveaways. All right.
About 0.13%.
0.1%. Yeah, the average Reddit commenter maybe. Yeah. I'd say. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's difficult. I think at the end of the day, it comes down to charisma. It's just like any other job. Like, I'm a big believer of as long as you have your base set of life skills down, you're probably gonna find success. I don't know. I think everything can be learned.
I'm probably gonna die here.
I'm not really a believer in like natural talent. I think you can learn anything. I think you can get good at anything. You can get 80-90% of the way there, and maybe you might not be the best in the world, but like you can get good at like pretty much anything. And I think RuneScape teaches you that in a way. It's like the more you learn content, it's like, oh yeah, you can just everything's just learnable in life. I don't know. That's just like a life. Maybe people don't agree with that.
I don't think it's a bad lesson in life. I would agree with it. My problem is that I don't have the commitment enough to put the time into investing to learn things. That's my issue. Yeah. But I can definitely, I've learned things that I never thought I'd learned knew how to do before, like building a cabin. Who'd have thought that?
Building a cabinet.
Yeah, it's just a small side project.
Just a small side project.
I agree with this for a lot of reasons. with the same thing I told you guys earlier, I didn't think I'd be a good streamer because I always gamed in silence. I never talked, and I never thought I could talk about for 8 hours every day. And at first I didn't really enjoy it because I was addicted to watching streams. I love watching streams. As soon as I finish my stream, I watch streams. In the morning when I wake up, I watch streams. When I'm at the gym, I watch streams. In the car, I listen to streams. Like, I still do that. But when I started streaming, I couldn't listen to streams, and it kind of like made me sad. So I would say that I learned how to do the things that I was worried about by doing it. So if you want to get better at snowboarding, you're going to probably suck the very first day you do it. You're going to be great the 1000th day. You might not be the next Shaun White, but you're going to be better than when you first started. So you can learn to be a good content creator if you are trying to be a good content creator every single day, all day long. That's all you do. And so I think that Conor McGregor said, which I agree with him here, he said, I'm not the best fighter, I'm just obsessed. And I'm obsessed more than anybody else is, right? And so he became one of the greatest fighters just by spending more time and effort trying to be a good fighter. He outworked everybody, is what he basically was saying.
Wasn't playing RuneScape for like a good 6 months, was figuring that out. I'm curious just as well, like in this, we've got like the advice part. I don't want to make you into too much of like the villain or the snake here, but what is one thing that you see people do in content creation that you can't stand?
That I can't stand.
Oh.
I guess it's like in the lens of advice, it's like if there was one thing you would tell people to not do, what should that be?
In the context of a YouTube video.
Don't quit your job right away and try to think you're going to become a content creator. That's what I would say.
Stop apologizing about things like, oh, sorry, this took forever to make. Like, just like,
do not think you're going to make money.
Own it and just do it.
Like, no one cares that like you got ill for like 2 weeks or something. Well, like, it sounds harsh, but like the viewers aren't turning up for that, right? I'd say just stick. Like, people come to watch RuneScape and just like you like and your personality interacting with RuneScape. Get into the content faster. Cut some of the waffle. Like some of the waffle is just like that. It's hard because some people do like that personally. But you asked about my pet peeves.
Yeah, exactly. That's your take.
I'd say keep things thumbnails wise like nice and recognizable, simple. Simplicity as well is another thing. I think people get lost in complexity with some of their video ideas sometimes, and it's hard for someone to follow. I think that's something that people can really lose track of. Is the average person, like, they don't have context for a hell of a lot of things. Like, if you want hundreds of thousands of people to watch, most of those people aren't well educated on the inner workings of either the game or the community or your idea. You need to constantly. So I think a lot of people fall down because they create something that's too complicated that you constantly have to.
Bodhi's the next one. Let's go.
It's like when you play a board game, right? It's like, well, this board game sucks because there's like 5 pages of rules. And I'm an average guy. Like, I'm not.
Guys, Bodhi is one of the best streamers. And I mean that because Bodhi has a gift of carrying conversation, and he just does it effortlessly. He also is funny, charismatic, and he has a lot of life experience to share. So I feel like Bodhi is just like a natural when it comes to streaming. He has what it takes.